Hi everyone, Sandman here. This video is brought to you by a donation from the one and only FanCat, and here's what she's got to say. Hey Salmon, it's bold of you to assume that I know who Mr. Beast is. I'm assuming he's the guy that did mukbang videos and then lost weight, or was that Nikado Avocado? I also barely know who PewDiePie is. I'm not interested in these people and prefer to live under a rock where I can actually spend time on things I have an actual interest in. It is even bolder of you to assume I have no idea of what you look like. I saw that picture of you that was floating around many years ago. Your hair color and structure are different than I had imagined. Because of the sunglasses, I know little to nothing about your eye color or shape. But the nose, it's actually pretty cute. The ear I could see was well shaped in proportion to the rest of your face. That's not going to change even if you do lose weight. As well as the rest of your skull and bone structure. Your shoulders are a nice size and good arms. Your hands are a nice size and the grip on the camera seemed firm and still gentle. Quite happy with the pants you had on that day too. I had a nice look at your bare calf. Telling for the thigh as well. Nice muscles. Not surprising considering your line of work. As for your torso, it looks comfortable and safe. Along with those arms and hands, you can make any woman feel protected. Even more so if you're holding a woman instead of a camera. Unflattering photo indeed, but nothing about you was disappointing. On top of that, you kinda smell nice. Also, your voice never bothered me. Even better is that the words are not complete nonsense. It's also cheaper for me to pay people I want to hear talk instead of the ones that I want to shut up. That's just my 2 cents. Unfortunately, the women that contact you and complain about you in private aren't bold, just stupid. If I wasn't going to listen to the men in the comment section, then why would I care about them? Nice. Women most affected on male platforms. LOL. Spare me since this ain't my first rodeo. I also hope that whatever they're saying to you is at least entertaining. I'm more inclined to be physically assaulted by one of them than the men in your comment section. If anything, they would have hoped for the following things. Number 1, that I lied in some form or another, and it would have been found out by now. Number 2, I ran out of money. Number 3, you would have ran me off. Number 4, their comments would have actually driven me off. Number 5, my husband would have dragged me off. Number 6, something else would have made me quiet, especially when I went on hiatus. Must have sucked that I started up again. The only thing I did actually take a break from was the video requests, not the actual donations. Maybe they're still hoping. They won't say anything in the comments section, hiding behind the facade of not wanting to give me any attention. The truth is they know that men will tell them off because at least I'm paying. At least men can be happy for you. I can credit them on that. Not my experience with women. Let's be real on a few things though. Aside from how much I pay, what I actually do is not even all that special. To draw this to a close, would you mind if I burn that shirt that you sent me? I'm not expecting you to give me a return address. As you know, I gave you some personal items, meaning more than just one, and there was one that I was attached to. Well, Fat Cat, the lab rat, thanks for the donation as well as the topic. I don't know if I should be flattered or scared with your physical analysis of me. And just for the record, someone took a picture of me in a male feminist disguise back in 2014, during a slut walk in Toronto. I was wearing sunglasses in case someone got a photo, which was actually kinda smart on my part. That picture of me has been floating around, and it's before I actually cut my hair shorter and lost about 25 pounds because of a keto diet. I also cheated on my diet for the first time over a span of 6 months to a limited extent, and have been paying a horrible price. My anxiety came back and so did my psoriasis and other issues, including burning gums and even muscle pain. I've been super strict the last month, and it's all slowly going away. The shorts I wore during Slot Walk were old, and the most social justice looking ones I could find. I was intentionally trying to look bad, and I still got compared to this guy, John Paul Tremblay, from the TV show Trailer Park Boys. There are far worse guys to be compared to. As for your analysis, Fat Cat, I'm sure people listening don't know if they should be scared for me that you're going to find me and lock me up in a cage like some sort of lab rat that you want to study. You like my nose, but I'm a bit self-conscious about it. It kinda looks like Robert Downey Jr.'s before he got the nose job. When the first Iron Man film came out, people were always telling me how much I look like Tony Stark because of my goatee and face structure. Plus, I would also have the same anxious energy that was somehow tainted with a touch of self-confidence. I've never had any issues attracting or keeping women in my life. As I mentioned before, I would be the one leaving them because they were disrespectful. They would try to do things like monopolize my time, domesticate me to do tasks for them without complaining, or alter my appearance to suit the way they wanted me to look. At first, they let me lead and they would follow. But with time, as they got more comfortable, they always tried to lead me, and that's when I could feel contempt for them. I would despise them for trying to manipulate and control me because I truly believed, and still do believe, in equality between men and women. From my experience, they pretend to believe in equality, but then with time, they try and weasel their way into your heart and mind and take command. And because I'm on the spectrum, I see women's behavior change when they try and pull this. They start testing the water, and I can consciously see them anticipating any pushback from me when they push for more power. In one of our Skype chats, you told me that you tend to follow men and prefer not to lead. I wonder if that would change after 5 or 10 years with your husband. I wonder if you told me what you did so that you don't actually appear like you're all the other women out there. After all, you must know by now that I will focus on what women do and not what they say. As for my muscles that you mentioned, they didn't come from lifting heavy E&G cameras back in the 90s, but instead because I used to work out for about an hour or two a day. And the muscles just hung around after I stopped pumping iron back for about 20 years ago. Lately, I started doing tons of push-ups and crunches, and the muscle mass has increased again. I did that because I had a problem with my abdominal muscles, which were constantly spasming, which I thought were kind of weak. Meanwhile, once I stopped eating carbs again and went super strict keto, the muscle pain also mysteriously went away. Everything, I believe, comes down to bodily inflammation. There was a recent Diary of a CEO podcast that explained that keto also helps your body repair itself. So going on keto, my abdominal muscles fixed themselves while I slept. So that's yet another reason to stay religiously devoted to my diet, because it solves so many health problems, including new ones, that popped up while I was temporarily off of it. As for sending me your donation along with other people, as I've said, my channel is mostly a public service at this point. 80 to 90% of my income comes from my investments. But I won't retire from YouTube yet because it's a great way to be social, and I still make enough money to cover my housing, food, and general expenses, as well as save some of my Sandman income so I don't have to sell any of my investments. Plus, it keeps me disciplined and mentally stable to produce content every day. The last YouTube strike I received recently didn't even stress me out, even though I didn't post anything for a week. I told you in one of our chats that I've been toying with the idea of retiring from this when I got to my 1000th meme video, or possibly scaling it back at that point. As for that shirt I sent you that you said you were planning on burning, if I knew that was your plan, then I would have sent the tie to go along with it. It's probably one of the ugliest things imaginable. I can't believe stuff like that was popular 25 years ago. Besides, I also didn't have any attachment to the shirt I sent you because I can't even fit into it anymore, and wore it to a bunch of weddings. I still have to get rid of 60 to 70% of my dress shirts that look more like parachutes on me instead of fitting properly. So there's still plenty of shirts for you to buy and burn if you want. As for the title of this video, to beware of creepy women, I'm referring to the fact that, as from my personal experience, women can be obsessed with men more than men can obsess over individual women. Fat Cat, I think you understand my potential to set the world on fire with my mind. And who knows, maybe your subconscious wants to ride my metaphorical coattails or something. Most guys listening will tell me that you're creepy and that I shouldn't actually be talking to you. And yes, I agree with you that the greatest threat to you would be other women that are fans of mine, and not the guys listening to my content. But the lamestream media wants to tell everyone that men are the more dangerous ones to women, when in fact it's women that give each other false compliments when they weigh the size of a small whale, to keep those other women from slimming down and competing for the same men they want. They would rather fatties stay fat and die from heart attacks rather than slimming down and getting healthy because, God knows, then the woman might outcompete them for some chat. You women are ruthless with one another. You'd rather take the risk of ending another woman with your words instead of them taking your potential chat away from you. Recently, a woman on a podcast was saying that women do such things unconsciously, but I'm beginning to think that you ladies would actually hurt each other willfully. After all, online bullying is getting out of hand, with more women than ever convincing other women to end themselves. Modern technology is perfect when it comes to women waging emotional warfare against one another. And because it's not face-to-face and it's virtual instead, you tend to be far more vicious than you used to be back before the internet days. But internet behavior is also spilling over into the real world now. I've noticed that women are meaner than ever to each other and men in real life, because they got so used to being awful to one another over the internet, without any consequences. There's a bit of a spillover effect. But enough of my ramblings. Anyways, that's it for today. Thanks again to Fat Cat for the donation and topic. Don't forget to smash the like button the way that Fat Cat is probably still smashing herself with a Hitachi while wearing nothing but my dress shirts. Bang the bell and check out the mystery link. Follow me on BitChute, Twitter, and Facebook to get tomorrow's video today. Subscribe to me on Minds, Odyssey, MGTOW.tv, and Rumble to get the video for the day after tomorrow. This channel's been demonetized, and if you want to help me keep making content, then please support me through Subscribestar. There's a link to it in the description. Or you can do an hour-long coaching chat with the Sandman for $45 US, and I won't rush you out the door like a cheap whore. Thanks for taking your daily dose of red pills, and remember, a red pill a day keeps the people trying to make fun of me only to compare me to a decent-looking trailer park boy actor away. So enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.